When would you say you kind of made the transition towards this more just broad intellectual way of rap and thinking? And not necessarily thinking, because for all I know, you might have been 5 years old thinking about philosophies and whatnot.
Right.
This very intellectual, deep, and in some ways spiritual ways of rapping, you know what I'm saying, that you could put into a combative place. Because even I remember reflecting on your old battles, you had more of a gritty, you know, street style that you usually hear back in those days, in barbershops and corner stores. Right. So what influenced you to make this switch?
I think.
Or what experience did you?
Yeah. You know, really, the birth of my son really did a lot for me. I always tell people that, man. The first day I seen him, you know, it was very, very surreal moment for me. But it allowed for me, you know, to go into retrospect with times that I shared with my father, you know what I mean? And to know that I would be, you know, having to take on that responsibility, you know what I mean? As serious as the responsibility is to raise a child. I was blessed, you know, to witness my mother and my father's being in my life and watching, you know, the approach that they took to being parents, you know. So I knew what entailed, you know, we had to go into, you know, this job, man, with being a father. So, man, it ain't just on me now. It's just everything I do. At the same time, you know, he has to, you know, live for that too. You know what I mean? He takes on that as well. So that really changed my life. You know what I mean? In my perspective, man. It was really a poignant moment for me, man, seeing my son. So, yeah, I really got serious, man, with my approach. And I don't know, it was wild, man, because I got to see how things were connected, you know, more so. I mean, you know, you always often hear people say it naturally, we all connected, but it's one thing to say it and then to really have the clarification, like, wow, I see my action and you get the results for that, and that picks up there and the segue from that. Really, it was, yeah. So, yeah, birth of my son.
Yeah, Jin, I remember when I interviewed him, he said something similar. That, you know, having a child really just changed his scope on the way that if he was going to rhyme or any way he lives, like his actions. All would you say that when you had your son, you said you reflected on the times you spent with your father. Did that kind of open your eyes? I'm not trying to get too personal, but did that kind of open your eyes towards, you know, ways that you could be a better father, or did you reflect on things your father did that really stood out for you that you could pass down, or what? Yeah,
the things that he did, and his inculcation given me, you know, certain instilling me with certain principles in terms of foundation, you know, especially in, you know, regarding manhood, you know, so. Definitely, it was just very big for me, you know what I mean, to keep tradition, you know what I mean, because I knew it was very valuable, you know what I mean, these things he was giving me at the time. So I believe in us inspiring one another on levels that we really can't foresee. Like, you got a purpose, I got a purpose, and you touch me, and you going out there to fulfill, you know, your life's goal, you know what I mean. So I wanted to not only just be there for my son and be a great father, but I wanted to be my full out potential in terms of just being a man, you know. So it was just definitely, you know, that moment was very inspiring for me, and for all of it to come full circle. You know, we go through certain things in our childhoods, and we don't know why we like certain things or why we did certain things, but we find them in our adult years. Right. You know what I mean? All being relative. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, I should do that, and for some reason that, you know, came into what I want to do as far as my career. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was all like, you know, meant to be. You know, and then we're taking heed to it. You know, it's one thing that you see it, you know what I mean, you get the idea, but then they really act on it. It's so much wisdom in it. It's so much, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's the best thing, you know, for everybody, you know, because we all get those moments, whether we want to take heed to them or not and do our purpose, we all get them, you know? Right. Yeah.
Hollow, during the face-off, he started talking about, basically hinting at, you know, he might know some private things about your personal life or something like that. and he kind of hinted a little more during the 24/7, talking about your government name, I guess, and whatever else. Are you at all concerned that, because I know you said that, you know, when you had the child or whatever, it kind of enlightened you to certain aspects of ways to live. Are you at all concerned that, you know, he might bring up some skeletons or maybe a darker past?
Not at all. Not at all. It's all mitigating to the overall view. You see what I'm saying? Everybody has to go through what they have to go through to, you know, awaken, you know what I mean, to what they should be doing. You know what I mean? And that's in all of us. That's in him as well as I. You know what I mean? We got our demons, you know what I'm saying? We got things that, you know, we got to be head on with. That's why I say, man, why battle rap will forever be, you know, appealing. You know what I mean? It's contention, you know what I'm saying? You got to do that with yourself every day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so no, not at all, man. You know, it's just, and at the end, it's I always say adversity creates progress, you know. It's not who falls, who gets up, you know what I mean? And who stands tall. So that's what it's about, you know?
Well, something that kind of jumped to me when he said what he said about, you know, knowing X amount of details about you was who has been talking to him about that. So do you have any knowledge of who gave him that info, or does that make you think twice about who you keep in your circle? Do you think it was anyone in your circle?
I mean, you gotta watch propaganda though, you know. People put things out there and you gotta watch the segue. So is that really the case, or, you know, you gotta deal with facts. And if it's a fact, it ain't nothing that's gonna harm me. I know exactly what I went through to become this man that I am and where I'm going. You see what I'm saying? That's key. So no, not at all. I know I'm gonna be there to do what I'm supposed to do, and he better do the same.
So you basically you stand by the if they find any skeleton in my closet.
Yeah, that should tell you how long I had bodies in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Work.
Okay. Well, one other thing that I noticed when the 24/7 was going down with Hollow, he's hitting the gym, trying to get his wind up. Seems like he's focusing very hard, just like you. Do you expect him with the whole, you know, cardio aspect to try to like switch his style and maybe spit some crazy multis, or just get a whole bunch of ammunition off? Or
I can't, you know, can't really think from his perspective, you know. Hollow's a definite talent, you know. Never could take anything away from him. He has that, and I appreciate him. You know what I mean? Doing what he does. You know, it's definitely want to add to the culture. You know, we are feeling this thing. I can't say what he would come with in regards to that, but he's doing right. You know, yeah, you got to be in shape, man. Strong body, strong mind. So, you know, I applaud him on that, and it was dope to show that because that's real. You know, this is what we go through. You know what I mean? To bring this show to life, you know, for people to see it and you know, be entertained. So that was dope, man. All right.
Well, you've said repeatedly that it don't matter what he's gonna do; it just matters what I'm gonna do.
Exactly.
So is your mentality when you go into these combative situations? You know, I don't care what you're throwing at me, I'm gonna hit you, whatever. I'm gonna hit you.
Tunnel vision. Yeah, tunnel vision. We in our world.
What would you, if you could describe it in a boxing sense? Which style would you say that you would have for this fight? Like which fighter would you compare yourself to?
Oh man, what fighter? I mean, I gotta go with the best in the show. Happy money, mate. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I always try to, cause you can't. It's like everybody who's in the fight, you know what I mean, and who's true to the fight. You see what I'm saying? I know that aspect of what needs to go into, you know, conjuring up, you know what I'm saying, a great showcase performance, what have you. We all got to go through it. And that's all, you know, I try to, you know, allow for my fans to know I'm going to always get them 120%. No matter what, you're going to get the best of me, you know what I mean? I'm going to fight that fight, you know, and that's the relationship that we have, you know, so.
Right.
I mean, everybody who do the damn thing, yeah. I go into it headstrong though, just like them. Yeah.
By the way he was talking, he kind of hinted at the fact that he might try to do a reversal of what you did with Calico, where you pretty much established a whole funeral setting for Calico, and he keeps talking about the death of the preacher, the death of the preacher. Do you think that, now I know you're only focusing on what you're going to do, but if he takes that approach where he tries to set up a funeral service for love, do you think that's going to work? I see you laughing so far.
Yeah, we to each his own, to each his own. He got to do what he got to do, and I commend him, what I'm saying, for showing, for showing up. And yeah, I'm just...
That was a subliminal shot.
Yeah. No, man, listen, I love us all, man. We help to make these even, conversations, you know what I'm saying? We keep us ticking, keeping the world going around. So,
right.
Of course I'm gonna be a little biased, but I love him. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he's of the cloth. You know what I'm saying? He go in there and he work hard and he put it together. So when we see each other, we ain't doing nothing but strengthening ourselves. When he on that stage and I'm on that stage, so word. I need him as well as he need me.
In terms of the overall presentation, I know you said that preparation overall, that you've, bars and everything, and I guess with everything you've done with UW, that you put in more work than you ever have. But in terms of the overall presentation, caskets, roses, eulogies, women in veils and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that you've have more to show during this actual battle than the previous one?
I mean, I know as far as we gonna always be captivating. We always gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I think I love to take people into other realms. With the imagination. I think all kids that play by themselves or with geniuses are geniuses. You know what I'm saying? So, what's a dream without it being first imagination? You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's dope, and I love to give people that. You know what I'm saying? To where they can still, be childlike. Especially in the world today, there's so much pressure on being, quote unquote, normal. We all try to fit into, society's way of seeing you. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's good sometimes to think out of the box and show others it's all right. That idea that you put to because you didn't think people would be all right or look at you kind of, oh man, we need to see that. That's going, inspire me too. So, yeah, I always, try to bring something to the table.